Leigh, Wolfman made me realise the love-hate relationship that I have with one-night movies because they scare the crap out of me. I remember there was one scene where it very clearly looks at the clock and I'm like, an hour has gone by? I'm like, only an hour? I feel like my heart rate was already going at a million miles an hour.
Yeah.
Was it always going to be a one-night movie, or when you were writing everything down in your notebook like you do, was it kind of, did you maybe leave that open-ended? Like, what brought you to that point?
I like to extend the thinking part of writing for as long as I can.
Yeah.
My favorite part of writing is not writing. Yeah. You know, I love the time when you're sort of sketching in the notepad, listening to music, and you're sort of collating the film in your head. So I really stretch that out for as long as I can. And it was during that time that the film started to feel like it wanted to be more immediate. Than I didn't want to be dealing with like next week, next month. Other movies, sure, but this one just felt like a one-night journey into the heart of darkness, you know, just like take people on, like you said, take people on a really bad terror ride and then just push them out and be like, bye, you know.
I was like,
no
please
reprieves.
let it be morning time. I need there to be daylight, and you know,
right.
so that not every corner looks so scary.
That's exactly it. When you have those breaks and it's like, you know, when you're watching a horror movie and there's something happening at night and you're really scared and suddenly they cut to the next morning, you take a breath. You're like,
yeah, totally. You're like,
I'm fine now. Yeah, it's the morning. The birds are tweeting.
Totally.
We're fine. I didn't want that with this movie. I wanted this to be like a Vice where the movie just kept turning it and turning it.
It's slow burn, and that's like, it's kind of what I loved about the transformation. A couple of things. Yes, it is Wolfman and it is wolf-like, but I just love this kind of like disease element that you had in it, and the attention to detail. Like Chris has like a mole on his face, and as the prosthetics get more and more and more, it's still there.
Yeah,
it's just it's transforming with, and I just love, you know.
Oh, that's great that you noticed that. That's a good 100%. Eye. Aryan, who did the makeup, he would hug you if he was here, because he's so meticulous as a makeup artist. That's the type of thing no one else on the set is thinking about it, but he's obsessing on it. So it
really paid off. I was like, it's so believable, it's so authentic when you watch it. It does have all of the big things, the big shots, the crazy prosthetics that took hours to do. Everything is very practical, and I love that. But I wanted to ask you, what is something small from the film that you would like us to notice? Because when I watch a movie like this, I'm like, for instance, when the character goes upstairs to find out there's a noise, and I was trying to see what the picture was on the wall, because I was,
the little things.
Yeah, because I was like, what have you placed in this film for fans of this genre to look out for? Yeah,
well, nothing's wasted. You're right about the picture frame.
We need to go and watch it again.
Like every picture frame has been talked about. We had this. I remember this thing in film school. We talked about image systems, where you come up with a graphic idea that can represent the themes of the film just through images. So in this movie, it was animals. There was, if you notice when you're looking at the film, on the couch there's the calf skin rug, and then when he's going up the stairs, the deer head on the wall. Just animals, or even on the food. It's just the whole movie is drenched in animals. Yeah, exactly. But in terms of something I want the audience to notice, there's a moment where he's at the sink drinking some water, and the sound is starting to change. It's very subtle, but that's something that I hope people start to get, that we start twisting the world.
I might have been like this at this point.
Yeah,
so
maybe. Okay, yeah.
I definitely need a second watch, though, to pick up on all those
Okay,
things.
Good.
I know that you have said... Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention to you was the character of Ginger, and I love that was a reference to Ginger Snaps.
Right.
And I just, like, there's so many little Easter eggs all the way through it, so it's great to know.
Pierce, the moving truck.
Yeah.
Was, reference to Jack Pierce, the original makeup artist from Wolfman, and just little things like that, they're fun.
I know that you've said that you would love to do Jekyll and Hyde as your next movie, which is, I think, is a brilliant idea. It just fits. It would just be the ribbon, on top
the trilogy.
On the trilogy, 100%. Just thumbs up to that one. But I was wondering if you would consider doing Drop Bears, the Killer Koalas instead.
I'm hearing about these drop bears. It's interesting because we have, as Australians, we have these myths we like to plant around the world to make people scared that aren't from here, that have no knowledge. So making a drop bear movie would be like the ultimate extension of that running gag.
Right.
It'd be like Australia's practical joke on the world.
But actually.
Yeah, but actually, I don't know. It's interesting. I think one thing I'm really excited about is a film about alien life or an alien species, because you have so much room. No one knows the rules. They don't have to be little green men with the shit. Like, it's you could do anything. What is an alien life form? Is it light? Is it made of? Is it microscopic? The room of that, it's really exciting to me. So if anything, that's what I think about the most, is like, what would my version of this be? You know?
Do you feel like you kind of did that with this historical kind of like story with Wolfman? Like, you were kind of like, well, is it, traditionally a wolf, or is, because when you look at the transformation, it has the elements, but it also has a lot of like, it's deformed. Like,
right, exactly. Yeah. I think I did. The film's called Wolfman, but I think I did take an approach of like, this is a virus that essentially turns a human into an animal. Yeah. And that is something I felt like I could grab onto. Like, it was only like 1 degree removed from reality, and we, when it was written, we were all dealing with COVID. So the idea of a pathogen at your door that you were afraid of was very not real. So outlandish. It felt very real. So, I absolutely wanted to keep it in line with maybe less like guy with fur and fangs on all fours, and more like facial disfigurement and disease.
I know you're not on social media, but the thing I want to leave you with is that the way the kids would describe the scenes in this film is, especially when you have those big, shots of the trees that can either feel claustrophobic or actually quite calming, is that they would say this movie feels very ha, 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 ha.
Is this a real thing?
It's the theme song from Twilight. And obviously there are, werewolves in that. And then if you think back, I'm going to leave you with this homework and think back about how those films looked. Big trees, big forests, very dark and misty. And that's what this film is giving.
Wow,
so
okay.
That's how the kids will describe it if you ever stumble across
I'll take anything the kids are giving it, as long as they're paying attention. They've got a lot of things vying for their attention these days.
They do.
So if they're even focusing on my film for a second, I'm happy.
Yeah, no, great.
You can sing the Twilight theme song all day long.
Well, I think they're going to love it. And it's just such a great film. And it was an excellent second, iteration in this universe that you created.
Thank you so much. That's really nice of you. Thank you.
Thank you.